My beloved child, do not turn away. There is a reason your eyes landed here. There is a reason your heart felt that sudden pull inside. Listen with your soul, not just your ears. Something sacred is moving toward you right now. Something you have been aching to hear for so long. Your mother who passed away has been begging to tell you something. Archangel Michael says this is not an accident, not a coincidence. Open this with your heart the second you see it, because she is closer than you think. This is her message. This is what your spirit has been waiting for in the silent hours. Stay with me until the very end, and you will feel her. My beloved child, I speak to you as a guardian of light. I stand between worlds, where grief and glory meet. I come carrying her love in my hands. You have been walking with an invisible weight. A pressure on your chest that no one else can see. A grief that smiles for the world but cries in secret. You miss her voice. You miss her laugh, her warmth, the way she said your name. You miss the safety you only felt in her presence. You still replay the last moments. The last words, or lack of words. The things you wish you said, the things you wish you hadn't. You wonder if she was afraid. You wonder if she was in pain. You wonder if she knew how much you loved her. And deep inside, a whisper has tortured you. What if I could have done more? What if I failed her when she needed me most? You hide this from others. You say you are okay, that you are getting through it. But in the quiet, the ache is loud. You have tried to be strong. You have kept going when you were empty. You have survived days you didn't know how you would endure. But there is a part of you still frozen in the moment you lost her. Part of your heart stayed there, clinging to what you could not hold. Part of your spirit has not given itself permission to heal. I have seen your tears in the dark. I have watched you clutch her picture, her belongings, her memory. I have felt the way your hands tremble when you think of her. You have spoken to the air as if she could hear you. You have whispered her name, asking for a sign. You have begged for just one more hug, one more conversation. You have felt guilty for laughing again. Guilty for trying to move forward. As if healing meant betraying her. You have asked questions that stabbed your heart. Where is she now? Is she okay? Does she see me? Does she know I'm trying? Hear me as I speak now, with authority from the realms of light. Your questions have not been ignored. Your tears have not fallen unnoticed. Your mother's love did not die when her body did. Love is not buried in the ground. Love is not trapped in a hospital room, in a final breath, in a goodbye. Love lives in the realm where I stand. Love moves like light, faster than fear, stronger than death. Love is the language her soul now speaks. She has been closer than your skin. Closer than your next breath. Closer than the beating of your heart. You do not feel her the way you used to. You cannot hold her, cannot call her phone, cannot sit beside her. But her presence has not left you, beloved. She has been leaning over the edge of eternity, begging for this moment, this opening, this crack in your doubt. Begging for her words to finally reach you. Listen carefully now. Do not rush past this. Let your mind be still, and let your heart listen. She says to you, through me, my child, I am not gone. I am changed, I am lifted, I am light now. But I have never left your side. She says, I heard every "I love you" you ever spoke, even the ones you only said in your head. Even the ones you were too shy, too hurt, too tired to say out loud. She says, I know there were days we didn't understand each other. Times we argued, times distance grew, times silence built walls. But in the place where I stand now, only the truth remains. And the truth, my beloved, is this: her love for you was deeper than her mistakes. Your love for her was truer than your conflicts. She does not remember you by your worst moment. She does not see you through your final conversation. She sees your soul, your effort, your trying, your heart. She has seen you blaming yourself. She has watched you replay every decision, every minute, every choice. She has watched you torture yourself with, if only. And she begs you now, with tears of light in her eyes, please stop hurting my child. Please stop punishing yourself for what you could not control. She says, you did more than you know. You loved me the best way you knew how. You carried more than anyone saw. She remembers the times you showed up, even when you were exhausted. The times you tried to be strong when you were falling apart inside. The times you held back your own pain just to be there for her. Even the times you pulled away because it was too much for your heart, she understands now, with a clarity beyond this world. She knows it was not lack of love, but overflowing fear and hurt. Her message is not one of blame. It is not a list of things you did wrong. It is a river of gratitude and forgiveness and unending love. She says, I forgive you for everything you've ever held against yourself. Now forgive yourself, for me. Set both of us free. You wonder if she felt alone in her final days. She needs you to know this, and I carry her words with holy care. She was not alone, beloved. Even when you could not be there every second, there were hands of light holding her. There were beings beside her, whispering peace into her soul. I was there. Others like me were there. The realms of love wrapped around her like a blanket. That last breath you remember so painfully was not the end of her life, but the doorway to a larger one. She walked through, and the pain fell off of her. The confusion, the fear, the sickness, the struggle, they did not follow her into the light. She stepped out of them like an old garment, and they remained behind. Today she is not weak. She is not suffering. She is not afraid. She is strong in a way your mind can't yet picture. She is radiant beyond words. She understands more about you, about life, about love, than ever before. And in this greater understanding, her love for you has only expanded. Not even for one instant has she abandoned you. Not even for one heartbeat have you been without her presence. You say, if she is with me, why can't I feel her? I answer you gently, because grief can be a fog. It covers your senses, it numbs your heart, it blocks the soft signals of spirit. You expect a loud sign, something undeniable, something dramatic. But your mother has been speaking to you in small, holy ways. In memories, in dreams, in sudden feelings of warmth. Think of the moments when her name comes to your mind out of nowhere. When you suddenly smell something that reminds you of her. When you hear a song, or a phrase, or a joke that feels like her voice. Think of the times you felt an unexplainable comfort during your worst days. The times you should have fallen apart but somehow didn't. The times you chose not to give up, even when you wanted to. She was there. I was there. You were held, even when you felt alone. You are not imagining the signs. You are not crazy for feeling like she was near. Your heart recognizes her in ways your mind doesn't yet understand. Archangel Michael says, "You have asked, is she proud of me?" Let this sink into your spirit now like light into a dark room. She is more proud of you than words can capture. She has watched you keep living when your heart felt broken. She has watched you care for others even when you needed care yourself. She has watched you get back up after every invisible fall. She sees you trying to grow, trying to learn, trying to be better. She sees the way you carry the best parts of her inside you. The kindness, the courage, the humor, the stubborn will to survive. You have inherited more than her features, more than her voice or mannerisms. You have inherited pieces of her soul's strength. And now she calls you to use them fully. My child, she says through me, do not let my absence be the reason you shrink, hide, or give up. Let my love be the reason you rise. She does not want your life to end in your heart just because hers ended in the body. She wants your life to expand in honor of hers. She says, every dream you still carry, I want you to chase it. Every fear that has been stopping you, I want you to face it. Because I did not raise you to live half awake. You have been living in survival mode. Just getting through, just existing, just making it to the next day. You have felt guilty for wanting more when suffering feels like loyalty. But suffering is not loyalty to her, beloved. Grief is a bridge, not a prison. You are not betraying her by healing. You are fulfilling her deepest wish. If she could place her hands on your face right now, if she could look you in the eyes beyond all illusions, she would say, please, live. Really live. I want to see you laugh without flinching. I want to see you love without holding back. I want to see you forgive yourself and walk lightly again. She wants you to know that the love between you is not broken. This bond is made of something stronger than distance, stronger than death. It stretches across realms and time, remaining unshaken. But she also wants you to understand this sacred truth: she cannot come back to the old life, and you cannot go where she is yet. Yet you can meet in the place of love, in the quiet of your heart. There is work for you to do here. There are people you are meant to touch, lives you are meant to change. There are stories you are meant to live that she did not get to see in the body. There are patterns in your family, wounds that stretch back generations. Cycles of pain, silence, self-neglect, fear, or shame. You have felt them pressing on you like a heavy chain. Your mother stands in the light now and sees the larger pattern. She sees the hurt that was passed to her, and passed through her. She sees the ways she unintentionally carried pain forward. And she says to you, with deep, humble love, I am sorry for the times I hurt you out of my own wounds. I am sorry for the times I did not know better. Her soul has grown beyond old defenses. She is not making excuses anymore. She is seeing clearly, and she is taking responsibility in the realms of light. But here is the revelation, she also sees you as the breaker of chains. She sees you as the one strong enough to end what began before you. She sees you as the one brave enough to live differently. My child, she whispers through me, you were born for more than pain. You were born to transform what broke us. You were born to choose a new path. When you set healthy boundaries, you are not dishonoring her. When you seek help, learn, grow, or heal, you are not rejecting her. You are finishing a work that her lifetime started but could not complete. Every time you choose kindness instead of cruelty, you honor her. Every time you rest instead of collapsing, you honor her. Every time you name your feelings instead of burying them, you honor her. You are not weak because you cry. You are not weak because you still miss her. Grief is love that has nowhere to go. But today, that love is being given a new direction. Today, as you hear these words, a sacred exchange is happening. An old weight is being lifted, a new strength is being planted. Archangel Michael says, your heart has been carrying both flowers and thorns. Beautiful memories pierced by sharp regrets. We are here to gently remove the thorns and keep the flowers alive. Feel the truth in this, you did the best you could with what you knew, with what you had, as who you were then. Your mother knows this now with full clarity. She does not hold you to an impossible standard. It is you who has been holding yourself there. Today that changes. I stand before you, sword of light in hand, not to frighten, but to cut away the cords of false guilt. Cords that have tied you to moments you cannot change. Close your eyes inside, beloved, and see this with your inner sight. See those moments, those memories, like knots tangled in your heart. See how they've been pulling you back, again and again. Now see me, as light, as strength, as calm fire. I lift my sword not against you, but for you. I bring it down gently through those knots of blame. They do not define you. They are not the truth of your relationship with your mother. They are scenes in a far larger story of love and growth. As these cords loosen, you may feel emotion rising. Tears, trembling, a strange lightness or even anger. Let it all come, it is part of the release. You are safe in this moment. You are being guarded, guided, held. Nothing dark has authority over a soul that chooses love and healing. Your mother is not angry at your healing. She is cheering for it. She knows that when you heal, some part of her heals too. She is whispering, let go, my child. Let go of what you cannot redo. Hold on to what was always true, I loved you, and you loved me. She asks you now for one thing. Not flowers, not candles, not rituals, not monuments. She asks you for your permission. Permission to no longer be the center of your sorrow, but the wellspring of your strength. Permission to be remembered with gratitude instead of only grief. This does not mean you will forget her. This does not mean you will stop missing her. It means you will start living with her love as fuel instead of chains. Archangel Michael says, "The heaviness you carry in your chest was never meant to be permanent. It is lifting, slowly but surely, as you accept this truth. Your mother is watching the walls you built for protection. Walls that kept pain out, but also kept joy out. She is gently encouraging you to let a little light back in. You do not need to rip the walls down all at once. You do not need to force yourself to be over it. Healing is not a race, and there is no finish line. Just open a window, beloved. A small place where hope is allowed to enter. A small place where joy is allowed to exist beside your grief. Let yourself smile when something is funny, without the voice in your head saying, "How can you laugh when she is gone?" Let yourself enjoy the warmth of another person's love, without feeling disloyal. Your mother does not want to be the reason you turn away from love. She wants to be the reason you recognize love more easily. Because you learned about love first through her. Even if your relationship was complicated, even if there were many wounds, arguments, misunderstandings, still, somewhere in it, you saw glimpses of her trying. Remember those glimpses. Remember the times she held you, even if imperfectly. Remember the times she tried, even when she didn't know how. From where she stands now, she sees the ways she fell short. She feels sorrow for them, but not shame that destroys. She feels a desire for your freedom, not for your punishment. She longs to see you become everything you were meant to be. Not just a survivor, not just someone who gets by. But a soul who rises from ashes with new fire. Through me, she says, you are stronger than you know. You are wiser than you think. You are more loved than you feel. You have blamed life itself for taking her from you. You have felt abandoned by the universe, by the divine, by love. You have wondered, if there is goodness, why would this happen? I do not offer you weak answers. I do not deny your pain or try to sweeten what was bitter. But I do reveal this: the story did not end at the grave. What looks like an ending from the ground is a doorway from above. The soul does not vanish, it transitions, it remembers, it expands. There is mystery in this that your human mind cannot fully grasp. You are not meant to understand everything from where you stand. But you are invited to trust that love did not abandon you. You were not punished. You were not singled out to suffer. Loss is part of this earth journey, but it is not the final word. The final word, always, is love. And love is what reaches you now, wrapped in my voice, carrying the fragrance of your mother's spirit. She asks you to stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" And start asking, "What can be born from this, through me?" Not to erase your grief, but to give it purpose. You carry stories that can comfort others who know this pain. You carry a depth of compassion now that shallow hearts cannot know. You carry a tenderness towards suffering that can become medicine. You are not broken beyond repair. You are broken open, so more light can move through you. So more empathy, more wisdom, more courage can be born. Your mother's legacy is not just in pictures and memories. It is in the way you choose to live now. It is in the way you speak, forgive, love, protect, create. When you are kind to a stranger, she smiles in the higher realms. When you stand up for yourself, she feels pride rising like light. When you pursue what sets your soul on fire, she feels fulfilled. You are not living only your story anymore. You are continuing hers in a new chapter. You are writing the pages she cheers for from beyond the veil. There will still be days when the ache hits you hard. Memories will surprise you, tears will come at unexpected moments. This is not failure, this is love in motion. On those days, do not shame yourself. Place your hand over your heart and remember this message. Whisper, she is near, she is love, she is light. I am not alone. Call on me when the nights feel too long. Call on me when the guilt tries to creep back in. Call on me when you feel like you are drowning. I will stand beside you, unseen yet solid. I will cover you with strength that is not your own. I will remind you of what is true when lies feel louder. Truth like this, your worth was never based on perfection. Your value was never measured by what you did right with her. You were loved long before you performed, and long after you failed. Your mother sees that now with piercing clarity. She wants you to receive the same clarity, so that you can finally walk free of the invisible trial you keep replaying. There is no jury in the light accusing you. Only love, calling you forward. Only grace, covering what went wrong. You have punished yourself long enough. You have carried a sentence you were never meant to serve. It is time to release yourself from your own prison. Forgive yourself for the call you did not make. Forgive yourself for the visit you missed. Forgive yourself for the moment you lost your patience, your temper, your will. Forgive yourself not because it was nothing, but because your soul cannot live forever in self-attack. Because healing honors her more than self-hatred ever could. Your mother's greatest wish for you now is not that you stay stuck at her grave, in her room, in that hospital. It is that you walk out into your life fully awake. There are gifts inside you still unopened. Talents you have been too afraid, too tired, too distracted to use. She wants to see them shine, even if through the eyes of spirit. She is not jealous of your future joy. She is the biggest supporter of it. She wants to see you loved, fulfilled, safe, and at peace. Archangel Michael says, there is a new chapter turning in your life. You may not feel it yet, but the pages are shifting. You are being guided from a season of heavy mourning into deeper meaning. This does not mean you will forget her. It means you will remember her with more smiles than tears. It means the thought of her will eventually bring warmth more often than pain. Even now, as you listen, subtle shifts are happening. The fortress around your heart is softening. The frozen part of you is beginning to thaw. Let it. You do not have to force anything, only allow. Just say inside, I am willing to heal. I am willing to feel her love. That willingness opens doors in the unseen world. It gives your helpers permission to move more freely around you. It allows your mother's comfort to reach deeper into your being. You may begin to notice small changes. More peace in the moments that used to trigger you the most. More ability to talk about her without collapsing. You may begin to dream of her in ways that feel different. Less filled with fear or pain, more with calm, reassurance, or simple presence. Trust those dreams, they carry echoes of something real. You may feel nudges to take care of yourself in ways you've ignored. To rest, to eat better, to move, to speak kindly to yourself. Your mother is often behind those nudges, remembering what she wanted for you. She did not want you to be constantly exhausted and burned out. She did not want you to hate your reflection. She did not want you to live small, scared, or numb. Now, from the realms of greater sight, she sees every way you are hard on yourself. She reaches for you now with compassion, not criticism. My child, she says, you are doing better than you think. You have walked through so many fires and you are still here. I am proud of you for surviving, but I also want you to thrive. You are allowed to seek joy again. You are allowed to rest without guilt. You are allowed to be loved and supported, not only to be the strong one. Your life did not end with hers. There are sunsets you have not seen, songs you have not heard, love you have not yet tasted, peace you have not yet known. She wants all of that for you. And I, as your protector, will fight for it beside you. I will cut through energies, thoughts, and patterns that try to steal it away. But you must agree with the light. You must choose to stand on the side of your own healing. You must stop partnering with every thought that says you do not deserve peace. When the thought comes, I failed her, answer it now with this truth: I loved her, and she knows. When the thought comes, I should have done more, answer it with, I did the best I could with who I was then. When the thought comes, I don't deserve happiness, answer it with, her love and the divine both say I do. You are not alone in this retraining of your mind. We stand with you in every battle. Your mother's love is a shield, not a weapon against you. Feel that shield now, like soft armor around your heart. Not hard walls that isolate you, but gentle strength that protects you. Strength to feel without being destroyed by feeling. This message is not random words on a screen. It is a living bridge between realms. It is a mirror held up to your soul so you can see yourself the way love sees you. You are more than your grief. You are more than your regrets. You are more than the moment you said goodbye. You are a soul in process, deeply watched over. You are a child of light, learning through contrast, through loss, through gain. You are not abandoned, forgotten, or unseen. Your mother sees you. The divine sees you. I see you. And now, you are beginning to see yourself again. Not as a permanent mourner, but as a rising one. Not as an orphaned heart, but as a heart forever connected. Will you honor her by living fully? Will you let this message sink deeper than your doubts? Will you, even trembling, choose to open just a little more to life? Say yes inside, even if it is a small, quiet yes. That yes sends a signal through realms of light. It tells us you are ready for more comfort, more synchronicities, more guidance. In the days to come, pay gentle attention to the sudden thought that gives you peace, to the small sign that feels like her wink, her touch, her way of saying hello. Speak to her if you feel led. Not in desperation, but in simple conversation. Tell her what you feel, what you fear, what you hope. Know that your words are not hitting empty air. Know that love travels where sound cannot. Know that your heart is heard more clearly than your mouth. Archangel Michael says, this is not the end of your connection. It is the beginning of a new form of relationship. Less physical, more soul to soul, heart to heart, light to light. She walks with you now in ways she could not before. No longer limited by distance, by sickness, or by time. Free to be near whenever love calls. You may still wish she were here in body. That longing is natural, human, and holy. But let it coexist with the quiet assurance that she is not truly gone. When you accomplish something, tell her about it. When you are struggling, ask her to sit with you in spirit. When you feel lost, ask for her gentle nudge, her motherly guidance. You are not bothering her. You are not holding her back. Love is not a chain, it is a river that flows both directions. There is justice for all the pain you have carried. Not always in the ways the world measures justice, but in the way your soul will be restored, strengthened, and made whole. No tear you have cried over her is wasted. Each one has been seen, counted, and held. Each one has watered seeds of compassion and depth within you. In time, you will see how even this loss became part of your becoming. Not because it was good, but because goodness refused to let it be meaningless. You are stepping into a season of deeper alignment with who you truly are. Not just the you that other people expect, but the you that your soul chose to be. Your mother knew pieces of that true you. The parts you sometimes hide from the world. The tenderness, the humor, the quiet intelligence, the stubborn resilience. She saw those seeds and tried in her own way to protect them. Now, from the higher realms, she continues to guard them through her love. And I, as a protector, stand with her intention. You are not defenseless in this life. You are not walking unguarded through a hostile world. You are surrounded by more support than you realize. When you feel anxiety rising like a storm, call on the light that surrounds you. Place your hand on your heart and remember her soothing presence. Let yourself be comforted. Let yourself exhale the breath you've been holding for so long. Let yourself believe, even a little, that you are safe enough to heal. My beloved child, you have listened with great courage. You have allowed heavy truths to be gently touched. You have walked through memories and emotions that once felt unbearable. This, too, is part of your strength. Not shutting down, not running away, but staying present as light meets your deepest ache. Feel the ground beneath you now. Feel your body breathing, your heart beating, your spirit stirring. You are still here, and that means your story is still being written. Your mother's message is not meant to fade after you close this. It is meant to echo in moments when you need it most. Return to it in your heart when doubt comes. She is closer than you think, always. In your laughter, in your tears, in your growth, in your rest. She lives in the love you carry forward. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are held, guided, cherished beyond measure. Walk now with a little more lightness. Walk as one who knows they are watched over from realms unseen. Walk as one whose mother's love has become wind beneath their wings. And when the night feels dark again, and it will sometimes, remember this voice, this moment, this truth. Call on me, and I will remind you again. You are loved. You are forgiven. You are free to rise. So rise, beloved. Rise for her. Rise for you. Rise for the story still waiting to be lived through your brave, beautiful heart. My beloved child, stay with me a little longer. Do not rush away from what is touching you. There is more your mother has been begging to say. The first wave of truth has softened your heart. But there is a deeper layer waiting to be healed. I am still here, carrying her words to you like holy fire. You have learned to live with a quiet ache inside. You function, you work, you smile when you must. But there is a part of you that has never truly exhaled since she left. You clench that pain like a secret. Sometimes you tell yourself, it's fine, this is just my life now. But deep down, you know you were made for more than permanent sorrow. Your mother knows that, too. She does not want her memory to be a weight around your ankle. She wants it to be wings on your back. She did not always know how to say these things while she was alive. Sometimes she was too busy surviving her own storms. Sometimes she didn't have the language, the tools, the freedom. But where she stands now, she has words she never had. Clarity she never held. Peace she never fully tasted on this side. Through me, she bends close to your spirit and whispers, my child, I want to speak plainly to you now. There are things I could not say before, but I can say them here. She says, I saw more than you think. The fears you tried to hide. The burdens you carried without complaint. She saw the way you held everything together. The way you tried to protect others from falling apart. The way you acted stronger than you felt so no one would worry. She saw how you swallowed your own needs. How you stayed quiet to avoid conflict. How you stepped up even when you were barely standing. She needs you to hear this with your whole heart. You were never too much for me. If anything, you were too hard on yourself. You have carried a belief that you were a burden. That your emotions were too heavy. That your needs were too much work. That belief did not start with you. It was handed down, modeled, absorbed, repeated. It was a lie dressed up as survival. Your mother struggled under that same weight. She learned to push her feelings down, to stay strong, to keep going. She learned to ignore her own heart so others could be okay. She thought that was love, to disappear for others. To deny herself again and again. To carry everything alone in silence. Now, from the realms of truth, she sees the cost. She sees how that pattern touched you as well. How you became the one who held it together, even as a child. She does not want that legacy for you anymore. She wants a different inheritance for your heart. She wants you to know that your feelings are not a problem to fix. My child, she says, your tears were never weakness. Your questions were never disrespect. Your needs were never shameful. She wishes she had said it then. She wishes she had known how to sit with your pain without rushing to fix it. She wishes she could have told you, you are allowed to feel. She cannot go back and change the past. But she can reach forward from where she stands now, and bless your future with a new way. She blesses your right to rest. Your right to speak up. Your right to say no when something breaks your spirit. She blesses your right to seek help. To talk to someone when the weight is too much. To cry in front of another human being without apologizing. You have spent so long being the strong one that you hardly remember who you are without that mask. You think that if you let it down, everything will collapse. Hear me clearly, you were not born to be everyone's shield forever. You are not required to bleed so others can feel safe. You are allowed to be held, not just to hold. Your mother saw what this world demanded of you. Sometimes she leaned on you more than she wanted to. Sometimes she watched you carry things you were too young to carry. From where she stands, she sees it all now. She is not looking at you with shame. She is looking at you with awe and gratitude. But she also says, with firm, gentle love, I do not want you to keep repeating that pattern. I do not want you to live a life where you only give and never receive. You were not put here only to fix others. You were put here to live, to grow, to blossom. To experience love flowing both ways. Think of the times you reached for help and were ignored or misunderstood. Think of the times you started to open up and someone told you to be strong. Think of the times you were silenced, told it wasn't that bad. Those moments taught you a painful lesson, that your inner world did not matter. That what you felt was a nuisance, an inconvenience. Your mother sees how that wounded you. She wishes she could rewind and respond differently. She wishes she could have stood between you and that lie. She cannot change what was. But she can stand with you now as you unlearn that lie piece by piece. Every time you allow yourself to feel, you are not falling apart. You are actually putting your soul back together. Every time you reach out instead of isolating, you are rewriting your story. You are choosing connection over silent suffering. Every time you speak your truth gently but firmly, you are honoring the part of you your mother wanted protected, even when she didn't know how to protect it. Archangel Michael says, your mother has another deep message for you. It concerns the way you talk to yourself. Because the loudest voice in your life now is often your own. She has heard the way you speak to your own heart in secret. The cruel words, the harsh judgments, the endless criticism. You would never talk to someone you love that way. Yet you talk to yourself like that when no one is watching. You call yourself names. You rehearse every mistake as if it defines you. Your mother cannot stay silent about this. She leans closer and says, my child, I never wanted you to be your own bully. I never wanted my voice to turn into your inner judge. Perhaps at times she spoke from fear. Perhaps she used sharp words, thinking it would make you stronger. Perhaps she criticized, thinking it would push you to do better. She wishes now that she had known a softer way. She wishes she had known how to build you up without tearing you down. She wishes she had known encouragement instead of anxiety. She asks your forgiveness for every word that planted doubt in your worth. Not because she was evil, but because she was afraid. Afraid for you, afraid of life, afraid of repeating her own pain. But fear is not your inheritance. Love is. And love speaks to you differently. Love says, you are learning. You are growing. You are allowed to make mistakes along the way. Love gives you space to evolve, not demands perfection from the start. Your mother wants her voice in your mind to change form. Not a voice of constant warning and worry, but a voice of warmth, cheering, and steady reassurance. When you hear self-hatred rising, imagine her stepping in. Imagine her looking at you the way she looked at you on the days she was most proud. Imagine her saying, "Stop. That's my child you're talking to. Treat them kinder." Let that image interrupt the pattern. Let it soften the attack you launch on yourself out of habit. Let her love become a shield against your own harshness. You are not lazy because you are tired. You are not a failure because you're still figuring it out. You are not unlovable because you carry scars. Your mother sees all those scars, inside and out. She does not turn away. She presses her spirit closer, wanting to cover them with light. She remembers her own scars, too. Things she never told you, wounds she never put into words. Silent pains she carried quietly, thinking it was her duty. She does not want you to live and die under that same weight. She wants you to be the one who says, "This cycle ends with me." The one who says, "I will not pass this silent suffering forward." You may feel small when you think of breaking cycles. You think, who am I to change what's been happening for so long? But in the unseen world, even one soft, brave decision shakes entire patterns. Every time you choose to speak truth instead of hiding, the pattern shakes. Every time you choose therapy, prayer, reflection, or healthy coping over numbness, it shakes. Every time you choose love over fear, it shakes. Your mother stands in a place where she can see the long line behind you and the long road ahead of you. She knows how much courage it takes to do things differently. She stands with you in that courage. Even if she didn't know how to model it in her own body, her soul celebrates every step you take toward freedom. Not just freedom from grief, but freedom from the old ways of living that kept everyone small, scared, and silent. You were not born to repeat, you were born to renew. You have been afraid that healing means letting her go. That if the pain softens, it means you didn't care enough. That if you laugh again, it's like erasing her. That is a lie grief tells to keep you stuck. Pain tries to convince you it is the only proof that love was real. But love does not demand you stay wounded to prove your loyalty. Your mother's love wants to see you smiling without flinching. It wants to see you enjoying small things again without guilt. It wants to see you daring to hope without waiting for everything to fall apart. She says, "You will not lose me by healing. You will meet me in a new, brighter way. Because when your heart is less numb, you can feel her gentle presence more clearly. Right now, your grief is like loud static in your chest. It drowns out the softer frequencies of comfort and guidance. As healing unfolds, that static begins to clear. You start to notice the whispers, the soft inner nudges, the moments of sudden peace that feel like they came from nowhere. Those are not nothing. Those are not random. Those are answers, support, love crossing dimensions. You have been asking for a sign. A message. A confirmation that she is near, that she hears you, that she cares. This message is one of those signs. Not because of these particular words, but because your soul knows, you were not drawn here by accident. You have felt overlooked so often. Passed over, unheard, invisible in rooms full of people. Like no one truly sees how much you carry. But heaven has seen every ounce of it. Every silent scream. Every broken sleep. Every moment you held yourself together when you wanted to collapse. Archangel Michael says, the divine loves to show up in the exact moment a soul thinks they cannot take another step. This is one of those moments for you. Not a moment of magic that erases all pain forever. But a moment of shift.